Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. I'm Whitney Lucas with Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and today's Facebook Live is on this beautiful, it's running from me, there we go, this beautiful little tulip wreath. And this is actually a small one, there's the back of it. This is a small one I made after watching a live from another page called Beautiful Mesh. Very talented lady. And I decided to make a small version of it just to make sure that I could do it and that it would turn out right. So I did it last night. It was awesome. I posted it and you guys said you wanted to see the larger version. So this is an 8-inch form on the back here. And we're going to do a 12-inch form. And I'll tell you about the supplies in just one second, because the way she made it was a little bit different. And then even then she made a Beautiful Mesh. She made her tutorial off of a tutorial she watched from Julie Samaka on Southern Charm Wreaths, which is on YouTube. And then I can place that link in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching the playback, thank you so much for being here. That'll be in the description. If we're live here, you guys, I will make sure that I post it separately to see if you guys wanted to reference other people to see you know, how they did those things. This is just what I did. A lot of it is very similar. It's kind of just your basic cut and glue. So there's not much that you can change to it other than maybe like finishing a few things a little differently. I had to alter a few things because supplies weren't available in my area, and I also didn't want to spend the money on a couple things. But this is a little 8-inch version. We're going to do a 12-inch version today. It's gorgeous. You see I did the yellow, or not yellow, but white and red. So what I'm going to do here is I need to make sure I can see you guys' comments. I can see your, let's see here. I can see your hearts and stars, or stars, hearts and likes coming through here on this side. So I'm going to get my tablet set up over here, guys, so I can see your comments coming through as we are creating. Let me make sure here I've got power. Okay, good. Let's see. What do we got up here? Basically, this is a really good... this is a good little project for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day gift would be also too. Easter, spring, anything to liven up your area. Let's see. Hi, Debbie from South Carolina. First time I've caught me live. Thank you, Debbie. It's so nice to see you. It's nice to have you live too. I know sometimes it makes a difference when you can actually see something live instead of watching a playback. I usually catch playbacks, but every once in a while, if I can, I'll get on a live when I'm watching someone else to make, you know, work their magic. So today, with the tulip wreath, what I did was these tulips are the mini tulips from Michaels, and they come in these little bundles here. Regular price is $4 each, and I got these yesterday. Michaels had a sale for 30% off their spring. And then, so I ended up getting these for $2.80 a bundle. But then I got a notification this morning on my cell phone for the app that says that today is 20% off everything, including sale. So, you know, that's just timing, because the Michaels that I went to by my house, all of their goodies were already picked over. And a lot of their tulips, the display was definitely, it had seen better days. So, I got what I got. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot yesterday too, so I have at least 2 or 3 other wreaths planned for color-wise. This will be my, 2 other large ones. I really like the size of that mini one, so I might go back and get some smaller frames or forms. But that's just what happens with sales. But so get an additional 20% off today if you use your coupon through your app. I know that Beautiful Mesh had mentioned in her tutorial, her live that I watched the other day, that they go fast. So if you wanted to do this, it needs to be these little mini ones. They sell larger tulips, and the tulips itself are like this big. These are the little mini tulips, and they go fast. So, I mean, I'm not upset that I didn't get an extra 20% off. Of course, it would be a lot more fun, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to go back out today and go to a different Michael's. A little bit further from my house just to see. I live in Las Vegas. You guys probably know that. For those of you who don't, there are a lot of locations in my city that I can, you know, go around to and troll the tulip aisle to find out what I need. Also, I don't know if it's a seasonal thing, but you might be able to order them off their website. There's been times where I've ordered stems off of the Michaels website. You have to buy them in packs of 12. In this instance, that's not a bad thing because with Beautiful Mesh, when she did the larger wreath, it took 14 of these stems. Now this little guy that I did last night, this one took 10. And this is an 8-inch form. We're going to do a 12-inch form, so we'll see. I may have packed it a little bit really thick and full, but I really love the way it looks. I mean, it's you can sort of see that it's a wreath, but honestly, I don't think it takes away from it. And then there's the side, so when you're looking at it from the door, it's completely covered. This thing is not it's not showing the form on the back of it. So if I packed it in a little bit too much, then that's just how I like it. I'm going to see how not sparingly, but I just want to see how I can plan out to make sure that these don't really get too squished together on this larger one. But this one just turned out way too cute, so I couldn't help it. So if that's just what it is, then this one was 9 stems. Make sure you buy 9 stems if you want to make a small one. In the Beautiful Mesh tutorial, and I believe Julie Simaka's tutorial also, they're using Styrofoam wreath forms. The difference between some of them are they're rounded and they might not lie flat on your door. There's ways that you can cut them in half. It's kind of involved, a little bit of melting. You could also crack the Styrofoam and then your wreath would be broken. Beautiful Mesh did mention that she ordered some of hers online because the flat square ones are harder to find instead of the rounded ones. My Michaels did have flat square ones, but they were really thin because we're going to be using floral pins, and these floral pins here, you need to make sure that you're able to stick them through your piece and they're not going to pop out the other side. The Styrofoam wreath forms that I found at Michael's the other day, they had a few really big ones, and then they only had a couple 12-inch ones, but they were so thin, guys. They were like super thin, and if you drop that or break that, Beautiful Mesh had mentioned also that to be very careful with them. Tell your clients, if you're selling them or whoever you're giving them to as a gift, to be careful with them because they'll crack or they'll break even after you've finished the piece and it's covered in beautiful flowers. They'll crack in half, so that's a little heartbreaking. So I also noticed that the price of them was a little high. Off the top of my head right now, I honestly can't remember what it said yesterday, but I do remember thinking I don't want to pay that for that Styrofoam. For some reason, Styrofoam is so expensive. I don't know if maybe it's a West Coast thing. Also, regular foam, like foam core, that stuff is crazy expensive out here too, at least in the stores that I've seen it. And also, I was a little impatient. I really wanted to make this wreath, and I didn't want to have to wait to order Styrofoam. So my next alternative was, what else can you buy that you can stick floral pins in? So these straw wreaths, and these are always crazy in abundance in every craft store I've ever gone into. And I honestly don't know what else I'd ever use them for, because I mean, they're straw and they're covered in plastic. The minute you unravel the plastic, straw goes everywhere. So I'm pretty sure this is like the best alternative that I could find. And this guy was only $3.99. And the 8-inch one was only $2.99. So comparative to what Michaels was charging for their Styrofoam, it was very, very, the difference was very noticeable. Let's put it that way. I wish you guys I could look it up real quick, but I'd forgotten how much they charge for their Styrofoam, but it was too much for me to pay. I didn't feel like paying that. You're already spending a decent amount of money in these tulips, because even then, at $2.80 a pop, for 9 stems, I believe it was like 25 bucks in just flowers for that small wreath. So this is a little bit more on a sort of pricey side. If there's other places you can find mini tulips, check it out. I don't really know of any. I haven't been to places. I just basically follow the instruction that I saw on Beautiful Mesh's live tutorial the other day. And I'm perfectly happy with how everything turned out and the amount I spent. So these straw wreaths are going to come in handy. They're a little bit more affordable than the Styrofoam, so that's where I changed it up a little bit. So we're going to do that. You also need, so basically you need tulips, you need a straw wreath, you need floral pins. Here is my little bucket because I've used these for so many projects. You guys have seen me use these before on other things, but this is a floral pin if you're not familiar with it. If you can see here, does that help? It has like a little bit of a squiggle on it, and this is a floral pin, so it's sharp on this edge, and then this is the piece that holds things down into your project. This I got in a very large bag at Hobby Lobby, and here I saved the top of the bag just so I know if and when I want to go buy some more. I got this bag at Hobby Lobby for $4.99. $5. If you use it as your only purchase, you can use your 40% off because this is their floral department. Sometimes, if I can remember correctly, their floral department goes on sale every once in a while. But basically, it doesn't tell me how many are in this bag. I just got 1 pound. And this is about probably half of that bag that's left in here. That bag was huge, and so I've used a lot of these and I think I bought this maybe 2 years ago. I did some other centerpiece projects where I used floral pins, but every once in a while, these floral pins come in handy, so $5 for a pound of them goes a long way. This wreath uses a lot, so even if you buy a smaller bag, I would say probably make sure you buy 2 small bags, because I didn't count how many that I used yesterday. This is just more than enough. So we got floral pins, a straw wreath form, tulips, and then we're going to cover the actual tulip frame with some of this thin unwired ribbon. And this is more close to curling ribbon type material. Beautiful Nesh also bought this at Michael's, so this is Michael's. Everything is Michael's. You can get floral pins at Michael's also. I bought mine at Hobby Lobby, so I already had them on hand. So basically, you can get all these supplies at Michael's if you want to go to one store. Hobby Lobby, depending on the sales and the coupons, you might be able to find a better deal. But this ribbon here, I bought 2 colors. I bought yellow because I have some orange and green tulip wreaths I'm going to make. And then I got red for Valentine's Day and basically Mother's Day type thing. If you're doing pinks and springs, red always doesn't. You can't go wrong with red. Not to mention, you're not going to see any of this wreath after we're done, but this is just to really make the back of it look kind of nice. And then it gives your hot glue a little bit more to adhere to instead of melting through the plastic on here. So this type of ribbon here, it's this Celebrate It Mega Roll. This is in the roll where all their mesh and their other rolled ribbon is. Wasn't on sale at the time. This was $8.99 for this roll, but there is 75 yards on this roll, guys. Like, this roll has so much on it, it goes past the cardboard that they put it on. So it's 2.5 inches wide by 75 yards. So I think I got this one for 50% off because yesterday they had the buy one regular price item for 50% off. So I got this roll for $4.49. This is going to last me a long time. Lots of tulip wreaths and anything else I could possibly come up with. This stuff kind of splits easy, so you can use this as curling ribbon on maybe a package or something too if you're doing some gift wrap. But this is what we're going to wrap around the wreath itself. If you can kind of see here, it's a little papery. It's a little it's kind of almost material, but it's not. This is like curling type ribbon stuff. It says here it's made out of polypropylene. So if you guys know what polypropylene is. So what we're going to do is just wrap the form in it. And then I got yellow too. They have basic colors. So that's why I just bought red and yellow. I didn't want to buy a lot of it because we'll see how popular these guys are. I know a lot of times this is a little bit more expensive of a project to make. So if you want to purchase one, you guys let me know. And as long as I can get the flowers, I will make them for you. I don't have a finished price yet since I haven't actually made a large one, and I haven't priced out my small one yet, but they will be listed on my Etsy page as soon as we're done with this. So if you guys want, go on over to my Etsy shop and get a like, and you'll get notified when I list items in there. So let me check real quick to see. Hi Mary, hi Carol, Lita, Connie, maybe the straw wreath too. Yep, that's a better idea. It is. It's a better alternative. It's more affordable. Hi Vicky. And Vicky, you're crafting while you're watching. That's always good to have company, right? Something to listen to. Diane, hi. Roseanne and Susan. Howdy, guys. How are you? Okay, guys, I'm going to put this view down more so I can push you back a little bit. You can see more of my craft table. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to pull off my price tag so that once I place things through here, it won't have an issue. So that's just the tag on the back of the wreath form. And I tried to do a little bit of pre-cut because what I'm going to show you is there's a lot of, relatively saying, there's a lot of prep work, but when you enjoy it, it doesn't make a huge difference. You don't notice that it's taking so long. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to wrap the wreath first, and then we can start working on everything I've already cut. And I'll show you guys how I cut them off of the stems. So first off, these don't have a front or a back, so pick a side and then just start wrapping it. So I'm going to take this guy here and I'm just going to stick one, I'm going to wrap it around here and I'm just going to stick one floral pin in it. And you'll see how easy that goes in. See that right there? So now from here, I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on that because it looks like it had already kind of tore it a little bit. There's my new glue gun, guys. Got this on Amazon right after Christmas because I had Amazon gift cards for Christmas that were burning a hole in my pocket. Just like, this was basically Michael's gift cards too. My family got me some really great crafty presents for Christmas. And of course, you guys all know my husband got me that Steel Picks machine, so I'm a little excited about that too. This instance, I wouldn't use Steel Picks on this because to Steel Pick every single one of these and jab them in, I don't think you're going to get the effect you want. You want them to kind of lay flat. So putting a Steel Pick on every single one, number one, might not be cost effective, and it also wouldn't give you the end result that you would really want. So, because they would stick up more than lay flat around each other. Because we're going to pick one direction and stick with it. So here I've just put that guy in with the floral pin, a little bit of glue. I'm going to try to keep this rolled as close as I can. I'm just going to pull that over each side and just wrap it around the wreath itself. Also, you're going to try to pull as tight as you can. You're not trying to put like so much force on here that, you know, it's going to tear or rip, but you want to put enough tension in it to keep a nice tight, a good tight wrap. And so once you make that one roll, I'll hold it with my left hand, and then I'll keep rolling with the spool over here. So I grab that, pull it through, roll it back up. You'll get a rhythm going, and then you'll notice it'll go pretty quickly. With that little 8-inch one that I did, it went really, really fast. Christy, you're watching while organizing your craft room. That's so good. You guys see my post I did this, it was this morning at 3 a.m. I worked in my craft room and in my other storage room for so long yesterday. I got lots of things hung. I got lots of things organized. I got lots of donate. I got lots of stuff that we're giving to Habitat for Humanity out here. That's a donation for home goods that helps people. The money goes towards building homes for people, if you guys are familiar with it. They take a lot of, housewares type things. We donated a lot of our blinds after we got shutters in this. When we purchased this house, it needed a lot of love. This house was a foreclosure. And so my husband and I'm sorry, this wasn't a foreclosure. It was a foreclosure for the people who bought it before us. And then when we purchased it from them, they hadn't made many upgrades. So when we got the blinds done, we got, you guys can see I got these beautiful shutters in here. That took a while to save up for that. When we got those shutters, we donated all of our blinds to Habitat for Humanity. And I was a little curious. I was like, you guys will take those? And they said, oh yes, absolutely, we'll take them. I said, but what if people don't have the same size windows? Apparently windows are a standard, standard sizes in most of these houses. So what I've done here is I've ended it, but I want to peek here. Do you see that went pretty quick? So there's my floral pin there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut this off a little bit longer here. You guys can take a peek at that. I'm cutting backwards. Roll this guy up, stick him off to the side. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to fold it over just to make it a little bit nicer of a finish. So if you're putting this on a glass door, you won't have to really worry about seeing any of the uglier behind the scenes type stuff. So I've just folded this over like twice on itself. And I'm going to use another floral pin here. Pop that through. And then I'm going to stick just a little bit of glue on top of it. And I'll show you guys real quick. So that's what that looks like now. So here's your wrapped wreath. That's the front. You're not going to see any of it. You're not even going to see the sides because we're going to be placing flowers on top. You're really only going to see the back of it when you don't have it on your door. So this is basically what it looks like, which is a lot prettier than, looking at the straw version of it itself. So here's what we're going to work with on the front. So I'm just going to make sure that my glue, it's still a little tacky. Cindy Lou says, hello, Ellen. You guys are so great to each other. I like that you guys know each other. You're all friends. Melissa, hi from Missouri. And Andrea from Central Texas. Hey, guys. Nice to hear from you. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Let me see here. So here now is the fun part. We're just going to get started on placing these guys all over here. So what I did is I'll show you how we cut these off. So I took all of these stems and I took the greenery on them. Let's just say this guy right here. See how these has the leaves on it? I pushed it up towards where the bud is. These things pop off sort of easily. So if you're pushing, which happens a lot, I'm pushing the leaf up and then it shoots off because apparently I'm Iron Man or something. Oh, Incredible Hulk. And then the flower flies off. If it comes off that easily, I'll put a dab of glue back on the wire piece and then place this piece back on there. That happens. These tulips are your average craft store made in China tulips, guys. It's going to happen a lot. So most of them, if they come off, I glue them. If they don't, I don't take the extra effort to go through, take every single one off and glue it. If you want to do that for sure, go for it. But it's going to be really time consuming. So just, again, take your leaves and push them towards the top. And I left the leaf on every single stem. And I love how it turned out. To me, it looks amazing to have all that little extra bit of greenery popping out from your whole wreath. I think that it looks really nice. It's up to you. You don't have to include all of the greenery on there. You can take some off and leave some on. In my instance, I love greenery, so I left it in on my wreath, and I think it looks great. It's up to you guys, though. So I'm just pushing every single one of these up to the top of where the stem is. And then you're going to cut maybe Beautiful Mesh. She did about 1 inch down. I'm just guesstimating. And I'm going to cut each one. It's about 1 inch. It's not crazy important for it to be the same size each because you're basically just going to be bundling it with basically 3 stems and then using the floral pins and then hot glue to hold it down. So that's what you're left with. So here's where we'll get started. I got a pile of light pink and then I got a pile of these kind of fuchsia, a little bit darker pink fuchsia. So this is what our wreath is going to be mixed with. A little bit of light and a little bit of dark pink today. So as much as, let's see, I try to do a good amount of prep cutting, but some of that didn't happen because we're gonna fly through these 2 piles I have here pretty quickly. I know you guys can't, you can only see this pink one, but I got a big darker pink one here off to the side too. So let's open up the floral pins. Get our glue gun nearby. And basically what I do now is you're going to take a bundle of 3. So here's my bundle of 3 stems. Just kind of, you know, hold them together however they look the best. I mean, it's going to be a kind of a messy flower look. Nothing's going to be like a perfect circle. It's just a little bit of a messy flower look. Pick a direction to lay things in and stick with that for the whole project. So if you are right or left-handed, it might be easier to go that way. I usually work with everything going to the left. That's just how I am, probably because I'm right-handed. So take your bunch, lay them flat on top of the wreath here. Okay, so you're laying them flat down, you can see here. I'm holding them with my left finger. I'm going to take my floral pin and get it around all of the stems and then place it and push it down in there. So that's what you're looking with, you're working with. That's what it looks like and you're working with. And then just shoot some glue. I shot glue over the top of the floral pin in the stem, and then I also had it touch each side of the ribbon that's on there so you can see that. And you're going to do that basically times 1 billion. So that's what it is. It's just repeat, repeat, repeat. It got pretty quick last night. I had a couple... I had the TV on over here, and I was watching some shows, and my husband has a computer room right across from my craft room, so he was on playing his games. We were chatting back and forth, and it went pretty quickly. So that's why it wasn't really, like, time-consuming, only because when you're watching your piece finally come to life and it starts to be created, it gets really exciting. So now for this second one, what I've done is I've just taken my bundle and I've laid it down just from the first one. If you can see here, here's my first bundle, here's my second bundle. They will spread out a little bit. They're going to do their own thing. Let them do it. It covers everything. Only thing else we're going to do is we're going to go around the outside once. So the inside, once you'll notice, there's no inside on the one I made. You don't have to go around the inside because the way they spread out, they give you equal cover, and it just naturally hits that direction. So here's the second bundle. So you've got one bundle here, one bundle here, and then you can already tell here that how they're lying. They're going to cover up this middle ring part. This outside ring here, this is what you would see. We're going to put one row on the outside once we're done here too. So I've been grabbing 2 bundles of dark, 1 bundle of light, but depending on your supplies and your needs, you can adjust this particular red and white one that I made. You guys will notice on it here that it has more white than red. I wanted it to have way more red, but the Michaels I went to only had 4 bundles of red. That's it. So I had to mix a lot of white in with it. And then on the side, a couple times I thought I was going to run out of red. So it almost looks as though there's not any, but I think I got a good variety. I kind of mixed it up as much as I could, but I tried to put more red in it in pieces, but this is completely random. Wasn't following a pattern, and I didn't want it to look like it was a perfect piece. You know, this is supposed to just look like you grabbed a bunch of flowers and just strung them together, and that's what I'm sticking with. So like now this one I'm going to grab 2 light and 1 dark, and then we'll see how it plays out. Is that a foam wreath wrapped with ribbon? Carol, yes it is. It is a it's not styrofoam. It's a straw ribbon. It's a straw wreath. I didn't buy the styrofoam because number one, it was too expensive, and the Michaels I went to, it was more expensive, and it was, to me, cheap made. It was very thin, and it was too fragile, so I didn't get it. The 12-inch at the Michaels I went to wasn't what I wanted for styrofoam. So I bought the straw form and covered it in ribbon the same way that Beautiful Mesh did. Again, if you're just joining me on this live, I watched a tutorial yesterday from Beautiful Mesh, which if you guys look at my post before, I put her post, and thank you, I just saw hearts go by, I love that. If you're watching and you saw my post that I put on yesterday after I made the red and white one, there's a link to her page in that post, and you can watch her live. I watched her live yesterday, and she was talking a lot about the styrofoam and how fragile it was, and I just wasn't interested in having to be concerned about after making this beautiful guy's getting through all of it and then the wreath breaking. Just sounded more stressful than I wanted to be. Plus, when I got to Michael's the other day, they only had a few options, and I wasn't really interested in waiting. I was being a little impatient. Most of the time, I don't mind ordering supplies online. A lot of times, I don't mind just because with ribbon and some other times, you're just getting such a crazy good deal that, there really isn't anything to be upset about. But I really didn't feel like, I guess maybe I was throwing a craft temper tantrum yesterday. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to order anything. I just wanted to buy the supplies and come home and make things. So I came home. I did 15 other things, of course, including holding my dogs instead of my responsibilities. And then I came in here and I worked in here till 3 in the morning. But during that time of organization and, adulting, I got my wreath in, and it made me happy, and I didn't have to wait for a supply to get shipped to me. So this alternative is, in my findings, definitely more affordable. The straw wreaths I've always see them, and I always look at them and I wonder, what do you do with them? What do other people do with straw wreaths? If you guys have ideas or you've seen things, or you guys make something with a straw wreath, let me know. Throw that in the comments here. Let me know what else you guys do with straw wreaths, because this is the first time I have ever come across a need for a straw form. Come on, I guys gotta get another glue stick here. I would have never thought, what else could I use? Oh, let me go get a straw wreath. But the way that I was watching Beautiful Mesh make this the other day, it kind of just spoke to me and said, hey, look, if you need styrofoam, the straw serves like styrofoam. It's just way more affordable. So I grabbed a straw form. I see, Roseanne, you're the same way. I want it and I need it now. Yeah, I was throwing, that's what I said. I threw a craft temper tantrum yesterday. I said, I am going to buy something today. I am not waiting. I want it now. And a lot of times I'm usually okay. That's why I thought maybe it would be too soon to do a live on it, since I just finished it last night and then it was really close to Beautiful Meshes live. But when I sent out the pictures, you guys were very, very responsive and very excited to see it. So I'm excited to make another one. Plus, this big one should look a little different. We'll see how it turns out. And love this, have to try this. Yes, and you can get everything at Michael's right now. Again, if you want these tulips, I've been told and I've heard through the crafty grapevine that they go quick at Michael's. So run and go get them. Especially since today I just got a notification that sale items were an additional, 20% off your whole purchase, including sale items. So you guys, I might go back to Michael's. My gift cards are gone, which is normal. My family treats me well, gets me gift cards for Christmas and birthdays. Got Amazon too, since they know. Every once in a while I'll get ribbon off of Amazon. Amazon has some good 50-yard roll deals. If they're not too crazy expensive. Some people put them 50-yard rolls for, $15, $20. Like, nope. But, hold on, guys. I lost my... There we go. Everything's sticking to me. I've got a little bit of glue on this. Amazon credit. I got my new glue gun. And I got this pink... I don't know if you guys can see it. Do you see that little... Down here in the right corner, it's got a little glue gun on it. This is the glue mat. I got that on Amazon too. So I'm really excited about it. Oh my gosh, Lita. We make fresh wreaths with them, such as cedar or magnolia. Oh, that sounds like heaven. I would love to work with fresh flowers. It would be amazing. It's got to be absolutely gorgeous. Kimberly, I found this basically was a really big bag that I got at Hobby Lobby. If you can kind of see through there, that's what the bag looked like. It's a clear bag, and it just says it's a 1-pound bag for $4.99. I got that at Hobby Lobby. You can get floral pins at the other places too. And I know they have them at Walmart too, but a really big bag, I got a 1-pound bag at Hobby Lobby for $4.99. You can also order them online, but if you want to throw the same temper tantrum I did yesterday and you want to buy it now, you can get floral pins at all of the craft stores. Great info. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome, Carol. This is what I'm here for, especially since I'm about finding the deals and helping you guys get the same deal as me. Because then basically, happy crafters are good friends, right? Then everybody will start to share more info with each other. You help me, I help you kind of thing. And then also, I learned so much from you guys too, so it's a win-win for all of us. Did anybody get storage bins yesterday? I know a lot of you guys have asked me about this little Lazy Susan guy right here. I bought that thing like five years ago. It's a long time. It's a long time ago. And they still sell them at, it's Recollections brand. They still sell them at Michael's, and they're actually 50% off right now. Michael's I went to yesterday had 3 of them left. So they're regularly $50, so right now you can get them for $25. And if their sale is still on, you can get another 20% off of that, guys. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I love seeing that. And if you can, share this video, please. It helps me grow my Facebook page and get me closer to my goal of being able to do more of these for you weekly. The more notice I can get, whether it's through Facebook or YouTube, the better it is for all of us, because I can do more. And I want to continue to do more. I want to be able to do this and help you guys out and show you new things, and then also learn new things. And if you guys ever see anything and you kind of want me to test it out just to see how it goes, let me know. Send me a notice. I have a couple other people that send some ideas, and I'm kind of working on them to see how they're going to work out with budget and time. But you guys send me ideas, and I will do my absolute best to make sure I can get to them. Is that a form wreath? Okay, where did you find the massive floral pins? We make fresh wreaths, okay. Where do you find the massive amount of... Okay, Kimberly, same as... oh, Kimberly, I'm pretty sure you heard now. That's Hobby Lobby. Straw forms are endless possibilities. I've done flower wreaths for springtime, even for fall. So, Roseanne, the straw form is basically the same idea here. You use it but it's not meant to be seen, am I right? Because it's kind of ugly. I mean, without trying to be rude, it's wrapped in plastic, and as soon as you unwrap it, you know, it turns into a barnyard wherever you are. Oh, you're welcome, Raquel. It's my pleasure. I love sharing with you guys. You received a Hobby Lobby gift card, Kimberly. All right, Monday is calling your name. That's right, because they're closed on Sundays. Yep. I can't believe that I had 2 Michaels gift cards, and I honestly am pretty proud of myself for making it this far from Christmas. I mean, I went through New Year's weekend. I think what I wanted them to bring out more spring, and as soon as I saw, now see, look guys, real quick. This is the last piece in the round. You see, I have a hole here. So this is where I've gotten all the way around this guy here. Oh, actually this way. I've gotten all the way around, but now I need to get this piece in. So I have to get these flowers out of the way to place this one underneath that last row. So a little tricky. So I'm going to just kind of dig up underneath here. And some of this stuff is sticking to the glue I put on from earlier. No problem. It's still tacky, so it's not creating too much of a mess. So I got to try and move these out of the way a little bit. And you're going to need to work with one hand. So I got a good grasp on all of these here, and I'm bending them towards me a little bit. So I'm going to place this guy down here, and I'm going to hold him off to the side with my pinky finger, if you guys can see. Because what I need to do is get my floral pin around that, and if I'm losing a little bit of my traction here, I'm just going to kind of push that in real quick and put glue on it right now, and then let it all go. It's kind of a timing and a strength thing. So then now you can readjust your flowers to go back over that. Plus the glue is still hot, fresh, and all of your goodies are now going to stick to that, and you don't have to worry about that piece separating since you were kind of pushing it or pulling it towards you. That was also, the same thing happened with that guy last night. It was a little bit challenging, but not horrible. So I got the whole front of this girl done. You see here. A little bit. You can always press things in the direction you want them to go. But see, this would basically be your finished piece. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a row around the side here. Because, I mean, the back is the back. That's just what it is. And you can see that this is not a perfectly circle form. That's part of the joy of having a natural product. Because Beautiful Mesh had also mentioned you could do this on grapevine as well. And just stick it in the grapevine wreath. But it's not necessarily going to be a perfect circle. And to me, I think that gives it more character and it makes it just a little bit quirky, makes it pretty. So basically, this is the front of your piece. This is where I would hang it here like this. So now I need to work on the sides because when you have this thing up against the door, personal preference, Beautiful Mesh did the same thing. Her and I both, we agree. I don't like to see this. I don't mind from the back if you're putting it on a glass door or a storm door. She'd also mentioned that with the styrofoam, this is a smaller wreath. Not a lot sticks out. I don't have a storm door, and I've never lived anywhere where I've needed one, so you guys would have to let me know. This is not a very puffy item. This should still fit between the two. You guys let me know. I can actually measure the depth on it real quick and let you know. My shirt matches my wreath. Yeah, I know. I have a affinity for flowers. Apparently, I'm flower obsessed. Okay, this is about 4.5, maybe 4.5 inches, 4 inches deep. It's probably about 4 inches deep. So you guys tell me if that's going to be enough room. Ribbon is a must over the plastic. I've made them with some of the wreath showing. I will send you a picture. Perfect, Roseanne. I'd love to see it. Thank you. Oh, Sylvia, you're sick and you can't leave the house. So that's got to be hard because that gift card is burning a hole in your pocket. Yes, I was in the same boat. I wasn't sick. I just was thinking about it while I was sitting at my desk at work. Because, you guys, I work in a building and there's a Michaels shopping center literally, and I am not exaggerating here, literally across the street. On the same side of my street, but across the street. I can walk to it, and I have many times. But then the times that I have walked to the Michaels on my lunch break, I end up buying a good amount of things, and then I have to carry the bags back to my car. So I have ended up being one of those people who drive across to a business that's really close to where you work, but that's in order just to get, it's because I end up getting a lot of bags of stuff and I can't carry it all. The walk is nice and refreshing, especially breaks up your work day, but I end up buying a lot of stuff. I was like, okay, if I don't take my car, I can't buy a lot of things. Yeah, no, that doesn't, yeah, no. That would have been nice, but that doesn't work that way. Nope. So here, you guys, I'm going to start the sides. Hi, Jan from New Jersey. Thanks for joining me. I love having you guys here. This really is so much fun to craft with you guys. It's really fun. I've grown very, very fond of all of you. Let's see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place everything going the same direction, but we're going to be working on the sides now. So that's the back, but here I'm going to be working on the sides. So the direction that your wreath is going in, that you were pinning everything in, now just make sure you stick with that same direction on the sides. So instead of using 3 bundles that we did on the front, I'm going to be using two bundles, right? So I'm just going to grab a light and a dark of each. And then with the amount of supplies I have, we'll see. I have to cut some more, so you guys will see me cutting some more real quick. But I don't think that this is going to take a crazy amount of time. So I'll show you real quick. The 2 works the same way as when you're putting a bundle of 3 on the side. I mean, you know, it's a little bit more awkward because of the way you have to hold the wreath. But when I was working on the little mini one that I did, that little 8-inch one the other day, it works exactly the same way. We're just putting it on the side of the wreath, putting a floral pin, and then putting the glue on top of the floral pin. When I was working on them yesterday, you really can't injure or ruin these. There's a little bit of wire in it, but we've cut most of it off, and we're gluing that wire to the frame. So you don't really have to worry about bending something or ruining something. I only had a few tulips fall off on me the other day, and I was able to find where they came off from, and then put them back on real quick. Again, at that instance, when they fall off and I find them, I will hot glue them back on. See, there's another one, guys. You're just making sure you're securing them tight enough. See, look, just lost one. You're securing them tight enough down to the project, and then putting enough glue on there that it won't go anywhere. It won't fall. Here it is, found the stem. So what I do with this is I find the stem piece here that the flower came off of, and I don't hit the trigger on the glue gun. I just kind of stick that little piece right into the tip of the glue gun, and it gets just enough hot glue on there. And then I put the piece back on. The main piece is that I don't want the hot glue to melt this thinner piece of plastic, because a lot of times that will happen. There you go. And then you're glued back on. Of course, I stuck my finger in the glue over here. I don't want it to melt it, but I also don't want it to continue to fall off. So if it falls off once, then it's already kind of loose. It'll probably fall off again. It's just easier to take care of it when you notice it happening. So again, I'm sticking 2 on. If you guys can see, I put 2 on. I use my thumb to hold it. Then I place the floral pin around that. Push that in like that. So that's what you're working with. And then place glue on both sides of it there. Hope this... I got extra stray pieces. There was stuff on the ground at Michael's. There was stuff in my cart. I didn't know if it was mine or not. And the people there didn't mind me taking it. So I have some extra little tulip pieces, and I'm sure I will find a use for them. I know yesterday I found little holes, and I kind of just glued them to the other flowers in there. You get a lot of leeway. You get a lot of room for error, and that's probably the best part, because it's not an exact science. You know, the same repetitive motion, but you're not going to get the exact look every single time. And that's probably the part. That's probably why it's so beautiful. You get your eyes drawn, at least from what I can see, my eye is drawn to all of the greenery and all of the repetitive colors. It has a really pretty pattern to it. And it's just pretty. It just makes you happy. I am going to list these on my Etsy shop. And see that? This is what happened, you guys. I went to pull it off, and the whole thing flew off. So same thing like I did before. I'm going to put this greenery piece right back on there. And slide it down. And then I'm going to take my glue gun and glue just the tip of that there. And then put that whole bundle piece right back on that end. Because obviously if it flew off that easy this time, it'll do it again. So now this piece is on its stem, but then each one of these tulips would probably need to be glued too. If you're interested in doing that, more power to you. I only do it if they're actually falling off. And then after I'm done, pull and clip all of these guys here. And you can leave yourself more room as far as more stem if you want to make it easier. Stacy, you make it look so easy. Thanks, Stacy. That's my friend from work. She gets to see a lot of the stuff too after I bring it in and put it on my desk. Makes our workspace happy. Caught the ending. We'll watch the replay. That's no problem, Carol. Definitely, I'll have it uploaded to YouTube, and then I'll also you guys will be able to watch it again here on Facebook shortly after we're finished. Very, very simple, very repetitive, but fun repetitive. It's not like, you know, it's not work. If it becomes work for you, then you're not doing it right, or you really don't enjoy it. It has to be something that you absolutely like doing. And to me, once this piece starts to come together, it gets exciting. And then I start getting like faster and quicker. And I'm sure you guys have seen me do it before too. I start talking a lot. Or sorry, talking more. I already talk a lot. I've inherited that from my mother, and apparently my family and my mom and my grandma used to say it's in my chemical makeup as a woman. That's just what I do. I'm also self-entertained, guys. Do you always put glue on your floral pin? Yes, for every single one, only because while watching Beautiful Meshes live the other day, as well as what I experienced last night, was you don't always get a perfect seal with the floral pin against the wreath. And sometimes the stems will be a little loose and they'll move around. So because we're putting on the top of the wreath is a bundle of 3 and on the sides is a bundle of 2, you still have a good amount of bulk there with all of the greenery. If you see here, when you're holding these together, I've got a little bit of greenery here. I got a decent amount because this has 2 leaves on it here. And then when you put this third one, this one's got 2 leaves on it here. If you guys can see, that's a decent amount of bulk here. I don't know if you can tell. I'm pinching that, and then see how far apart my fingers are? That's how much between the wreath and the floral pin has to hold on to. So there's going to be gaps on either side. And your hot glue fills the gap and also seals it so that nothing will slip out. So, I mean, it's a permanent thing. Once you do this, it won't come apart, and it's not something you'll be able to reuse the form or change the color. Once you make it, you make it. And if you choose to, I mean, maybe if you try and don't use the glue, maybe you'll have better luck, but there's going to be times where it will fall apart and you're not going to be able, oh, I got to use it again. You're not going to be able to, after it's already put together, kind of fit things back in there and everything. So if you just glue it as you go, it would probably be easier than to wait until things fall out. It's just one of those things where as long as you use the if you find styrofoam that's affordable, I would suggest that you definitely watch Beautiful Mesh, her tutorial, because she used a styrofoam form, and she did a great job of explaining it, and I was exceedingly happy with her instructions. I suggest watching her tutorial on it for the styrofoam. That is really the only difference between hers and mine right now, is the styrofoam, and I chose straw, and that's, again, because of availability, quality, and price. I didn't want to wait to order something, and I didn't like what was available to me at Michael's. It was a little too thin and cheap, very fragile. And I know that these straw wreaths can take a beating. So we're gluing everything down to it. We're not going to have a problem with that. I think the worst thing you're going to need to worry about is once in a while a tulip might fall off of the plastic fitting that it's on. And that's true for all artificial flowers. You guys probably know that. Brenda writes, "Hi Whitney, you look beautiful. I love what you're designing. Lovely." Thank you, Thank you, Brenda. This is actually a tutorial that I'm doing off of a tutorial I watched from another creator. And she got it from another creator as well. So everybody puts their own little spin on it. Julie Sumaka from Southern Charm Wreaths has this in a YouTube video. And then Beautiful Mesh did one yesterday. Again, bundles of 2 only on the sides. And she did one yesterday, and it was so pretty, and she was inspiring to me. So I got to it, got my stuff supplied, and made one last night, even though I was crazy tired from cleaning and organizing. I couldn't help it. You guys know that there's things that you'll sacrifice for. I will sacrifice sleep for crafting. It's just too much fun. Then you can't really be upset at yourself for being tired the next day because I had fun. I mean, you might be in a bad mood, right? But it just depends on how successful it was. If you guys saw, I was making some Valentines photography props for my friend that is a photographer. She's doing, her name is Creatively Crinit Photography. She's doing a Valentine special for people, or little mini shoot sessions, and she has them hold. I mean, her pictures are gorgeous. She did the pictures of my my dogs, my girls, for Halloween, and she's just super. She has an eye. She just has an eye for that sort of thing. You can tell when someone's really meant to do something because her pictures are just gorgeous. Her ideas are amazing. So I'm just making a few cute little props for her to do these little mini sessions here in Las Vegas. So it was actually really nice, and I'm honored to make some things and have some of my stuff featured in her pictures. But it just gives her clients a chance and a variety, a choice to look for things, and if they want to hold a few little paper props. So the other day I was making some heart-shaped paper products, and then one of them, of course, is a Pinterest idea, and everybody sees, oh, Pinterest, it looks so easy. You guys, Pinterest fails are real, and they happen a lot. I went through so much felt yesterday trying to get something to work. Now, I mean, it's a good thing that felt is extremely cheap, because I went through at least 20 sheets of it yesterday. I just could not. I have my sewing machine, the glue gun. I could not get this thing to work out. So, granted, whoever made this thing on Pinterest, they made it look really nice. It was not happening for me, so I ended up going with paper. And I think the paper alternative was really, really cute. You guys saw those pictures. I put that on Facebook also. I love making my workspace look happy. Yes, Sylvia, I do too, because basically, if you got a job, it's not exactly, cup of tea. It makes things a lot easier when you have something nice to look at. Oh, I gotta cut some more light flowers, guys. See, this is how much we got left here. I'll show you. There's the back. It's shaping up nicely. You can tell here the direction we're going in. I have from here, right here, down to right here. This is where my other piece goes. So I have a little bit more to go on the side. Probably sure we're going to end up using, let's see, this is what I have left. 1, 2, I have 3 light colored, and, well, this is right here that I have cut already. So they have the equivalent of 3 and 3 left over. And then off the end, I'll count them up and tell you guys how many I used. Beautiful Mesh, she used 13 exactly for her large wreath. So let's see how many I was able to shove in here, because I know a lot of times I will go overboard with flowers and ribbon. And I'm sure if you guys have seen my other videos, or if you know from before, I definitely go overboard with flowers and ribbon, and I am not sorry about it. I am not ashamed. Especially if it makes you happy, right? I mean, a lot of times people worry about, I think sometimes even myself included, you always worry about how other people are going to perceive it, and if other people are critical of your work. But, certain things will happen to you in your life, and you just have to think, if it makes you happy and it looks pretty to you, just go with it, and don't worry about it. You will find out later that so many people agree with you. And there are people that don't agree with you, but that's what makes the world go round, right? Everybody has a different opinion. Some people will be nasty about it, and that's fine. But you can also choose to ignore it. And if I like a ton of ribbon and flowers, I will put a ton of ribbon and flowers, as long as it's affordable, right? That still applies, guys. You still have to make sure you get a sale. You still got to get that coupon. But load it up if you can. Because if these were full price, I don't know that I would make this. $4 a pop at 10 of them alone is $40 in flowers, and I needed 9 of them for that one. So, I mean, it's pretty, but $40 in just flowers, Still get that deal, guys. Still get that deal. Roseanne, love watching and listening to you. Catch up with you later. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Roseanne. No problem. I like having you guys with me here, too. And no worries if you can't stick around. Everybody's got a different schedule. I completely understand that because since I was cleaning until 3 a.m. and organizing all this beautiful stuff, I didn't go grocery shopping. So I got to get that done today on a Sunday, which my grocery store by my house is a Smith's. It's kind of crazy on Sundays. So while I'm there and I'm frustrated and I don't get upset. I mean, everybody's there. We're all getting food, right? I find out if you smile at people, especially if they look mad, smile at them, they'll smile back. Like, look, we're both here getting food. We're both humans. We both need to eat food to live. Let's just be nice to each other. So far that works. So when I'm there today and I'm getting ran over or I'm waiting in a long line or my feet are hurting, I'll have to remember this wreath and I'll have to remember how awesome my second room is looking because it is looking really good in there. But granted, I did have to get rid of some furniture. I just don't have anywhere to store it, but it's shaping up to be what I wanted. Now, I didn't want it to go into a second room, but I plan on turning this into a full-fledged business, guys. This is what I want to do. I want to be happy, and this makes me happy. So, I want to turn this into a crafty business, and that's what 2018 is going to bring for me. So, if I have to use another room in my house, so be it. At least I have that extra room that I can use, right? I have to be grateful for the things I'm given. And right now, I am very grateful that this wreath is looking so cute. Do you guys have a lot of stuff to do today? Just joined, love it. Thank you, Missy. You're great. Thank you, you're great too. I like having you guys with me. Kimberly, just went through all your pics on your webpage. I love your fall tree. Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, to full disclosure, guys, my fall tree is still up in my master bedroom. That little tiny one that I did my first time lapse on. I never took fall off of it. I left fall on it. Now the two in my living room, those went full Christmas, so I had to take my fall tree apart in my living room. But the fall tree in my bedroom was still up. I only took the pumpkins and the berries off of it last night. My Christmas trees are staying up probably till the end of January because I love sitting there with the Christmas lights on. I don't like taking them down. It makes me sad. So those will come down after January's over. But my tree in my bedroom, my master bedroom, it's a little tiny, small pencil tree. I don't have like a massive tree in there. It's a little pencil. It is 7 feet, but it's a pencil tree. That one I left fall up. It just looked pretty. It had really warm oranges and browns. You guys saw if you watched the time lapse. That one I left up that way. I didn't change anything on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. I have a small space left here. And I just want to see, I think 4 might fill it. From here to under here. So I think 4 more might fill it. And then I'll show you guys what I have left. Or what we used completely. So let's see how far this stretches. Whitney, where did you... Oh, well, Kimberly, the racks and the shelving that I have my flowers on in my second room where I store everything, I have the idea of looking for, you know, the wire coated, it's like a coated shelving that is in all closets. It's a real standard thing in houses and apartments and, you know, back in the day, my mom's house is older, so we have wooden rods in our closets, but I don't know how new the house has to be. I guess from the 90s going forward. They use this coated shelving in all of the closets. And I was like, well, tell my husband, I said, is there a way that you can buy me that shelving and we can put it up, but instead take those brackets and put them much lower so that the actual shelf is at an angle instead of coming straight out, and we'll put the flowers in it like that. Well, he went over to Lowe's and he found the shelf racks already sold that way for shoes. So the company, I guess it's Closet Made. I honestly don't know, but he got them at Lowe's. That company that made that rack had already thought of the angle, but in order to put shoes on it. So my husband didn't have to put a lot of holes. He didn't have to figure out the radius and the, you know, the measurement of the slope of anything. They make plastic racks that will just put one hole in your wall, not 70, because that's what I was concerned with. And it's already at the perfect angle. So he didn't have to do any of that. So you guys, it's the coated wire shelving that you use in a closet, and then you buy the brackets that are for to make them into shoe racks. I was so excited, and he was too, because it was a lot less work for him. So excited when that popped up. Super, super excited about that. So that turned out for the good. And you guys liked it as well too, because I got lots of good stuff about that one. I was like, you know, there has to be a better way to store all these flowers. And I can't be the only one that has a ton of artificial flowers, because man, trying to keep them in bags or in bins, they were just all over my floor. They were wrapped in bags on the floor, and then they were getting kind of ruined. And I just said, there has to be a better way to store it. Now, I still have some flowers that don't fit in that properly. If they have really long stems, I have them in a tall cardboard box off to the side. I just kind of cut some strips in that box to hold them in. That's still off to the side. I haven't found an alternative for that yet. That's affordable. I could buy those metal, they're not milk cans, but they're just a tall metal galvanized type thing. But I haven't seen them for under $24. And I'm like, you guys, I mean, I don't need it to be that pretty in there. It's already pretty along with the flowers, but oh, let's see. Oh, you mean the ones that fall off the walls if you overstuff it? Yeah. I didn't want to take my tree down either. I'm redoing it for Valentine's. Nice, Anne. Perfect. Thank you, Joy. That's awesome. You're wreathing with me. Just different things. It's, you know, it's kind of fun to, like, if you were able to sit around and do this with other people. Kind of like I was with a crochet group for a while. We would all meet somewhere and crochet at a Barnes & Noble, or it was a bookstore. I can't remember where it was. And then, this is the last one here. And then I also used to do a monthly card club where I would go to a lady's house. She had the Stampin' Up! Stuff, and we would she did Monday night stuff, and then she did Wednesday night stuff. And I would do like the Wednesday night stuff, make about 3 to 5 cards. It was really fun. Got to use a lot of products, especially since if you don't have time or budget to purchase a lot of the propping things. If anyone's into paper crafting, I do that as well. I do scrapbooking and card making. It's really fun. All right, guys, I think we are done with that for now. So this is it. All those tulips are in there. And this is what we have here. So we've got a solid, and we've got a little pattern going here. It goes all around in this circle this way. All the flowers go the same way. And that's what it looks like from the side. And from this side, you can see here, you're not looking at the red piece, and then there's the back of it. This is what you're looking at on the back. So now, lastly, and this guy, you know what, hold on. I have this extra tulip right here. Let me shove this in a hole. I'm just going to put glue on the back of it right here. And I can see a little bit of that red poking through right here. I'm just going to glue it onto that piece right there like that. You're going to have a little bit of red showing through on this. That guy I don't, but I think it's because I did stuff things on this wreath really, really tightly. Let me put this off to the side here and pull this guy over. This guy here, very, very tightly packed. You cannot see in there at all, or in the center. Oh, you can see the center a little bit right here. But this guy tightly packed. So maybe if you're a little bit more sparing with the flowers than I was last night, I really packed them in here. This one was 9 stems. Let's find out how much this girl was. Now, I took 4 pieces off of each of these, so I'm going to count this as a bush because you're going to need to buy this bush. So let's see what I did here. I saved them all. I use a coffee cup, you guys. Whatever project I'm working on, any tags, I throw them in a coffee. It's a broken coffee cup, if you see here. It was broken, so it's from a YouTube channel that I watch. These guys are very entertaining. It's called Good Mythical Morning. So this coffee cup handle broke, but I use this for my projects. Whatever I'm working on, or a piece, commission, whatever it is, everything I pull off of it, I throw in the coffee cup. So I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I used the same amount as Beautiful Mesh. I didn't know that I would, but we did. So she's got a thing going there. I don't know that I had to concentrate on not packing them together too quickly or too tightly. This worked out really, really well. And then I can see a few pieces in here where I could go in and put a couple in, because remember, this isn't the styrofoam that Beautiful Mesh used. This is the, let me put this back in here. This is a straw wreath form. I got one more. This is a straw wreath form. So she used the styrofoam, I used the straw. And it ends up using, for a 12-inch wreath, I used 14 stems. And granted, I have a few left over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has 5. Oh, I only cut 3 off of here. So just, I guess because of the pattern, we did 3 bundles together on top and 2 on the sides. You're still going to have to buy these. So basically, this is 14 total, and that just worked out way nice. I'm really excited about that. Because I was a little concerned. I was like, well, if I buy the 6, because I bought 15 each just to make sure I didn't want to run out. So just wanted to make sure I had the right amount of stuff for you guys. So now, what I'm going to do is we're going to do the holder on the back of it. I'm going to do the same thing that she did, a Beautiful Mesh. I'll show you guys. It's really easy, really quick, with the same ribbon we wrapped it in. Let me just see. Joanne just joined. I'm loving this, Whitney. Thank you. I am happy you're here, and I'm loving it too. And you can watch this playback as soon as we're done, and I'm also going to put it on YouTube with pictures. So at the very end of my YouTube video, if you're watching, stay tuned. Once I say goodbye, you guys on YouTube can take a look at the still shots I'll have on a door with some, studio lighting, so it looks really nice. And you can see what it looks like. I'll do the large and the small so you can see both. And then both of these guys will be in my Etsy shop. Kimberly just got kicked out. Well, hopefully you got back in. Kimberly caught the end of your comment. I'm not sure what you need. I have like 25 totes full of flowers. That's kind of awesome. That sounds like floral heaven. That sounds nice. Whitney, try using tubes like they put blueprints in for long stems. That's a good idea. You may be able to get them at UPS and office, or kind of like blueprints or poster, like a poster holder. That is a great idea. That is a great, thank you, Joanne. That is a great idea. I'm just now thinking too, there might be a way to do it with, we go to the what's the word? Oh my gosh. Hardware store. Geez, Whitney. Lowe's or Home Depot, and get those really big tubes that you can make cement columns out of. Now, granted, they're huge cardboard and they're probably heavy, but that poster board, that poster holder, or the UPS blueprint, that's a good idea. Thank you so much for that, Joanne, because that box that I have in there has seen better days, let me tell you. And it's top heavy because it's just a cardboard box. With all the flowers on the top of it, it kind of falls over a lot. So I'm actually extremely excited about that one. Thank you so much, Joanne. Love that. Lita, love the flower. So lovely. Love the colors. Thank you. Don't apologize, Kimberly. It's okay. Internet's internet. You caught you caught the end comment about the shelves. It's the wire racks, but did your hubby hang them to make them hang at an angle? Oh, it's actually brackets that the same company that makes the racks. It's brackets made for the shoe rack portion. So they're already at the perfect angle when you place them in there. It's perfect. It's just look for the brackets, not the regular ones to put in the closet, but the brackets that say shoe rack. And my husband got them at Lowe's. So it was amazing that it worked out that way. Okay, so what Beautiful Mesh did for the hanger on the back is she cut a fairly long piece here, and then she put a knot in it. So I'm going to just kind of guesstimate here how long I want this. My other idea I had when I was thinking the other day, I saw some really pretty large rope at Michael's in the same aisle where all the styrofoam is. And it's there with the twine, but this actually looks like rope. So it's like something that you would see like knotted up for a nautical theme type thing, but they sell the rope in just, I don't know if it's 3 feet, or they sell it in a small little package. And I thought, if you could tie the rope around this and just use rope to hang it, I think the rope would look really pretty too. Of course, I don't have any. But I am going to Michael's today, guys, because that extra 20% off coupon decided to call my name this morning when I was eating breakfast and So I'm going to go and I'm going to get a rope and I'm going to see how it works. This, you already have, what do we say? 75 yards of this. So you got 225 feet of this beautiful ribbon that you bought. Beautiful mesh. This is exactly what she did in hers, and it worked out beautifully for me on this guy. I covered up the back of it here. I'll show you guys how I did that so you can't see any of the mechanics. But this is basically what I did here. So I had to face it this way because if you're going to hang it on your door and you have one of those door hangers, or if you're hanging it on a nail or a hook, but mainly for a door hanger, the door hanger doesn't go this way. The door hanger comes out this way. So I placed it on here facing the way the door hanger needs to go in there so that the wreath still hangs flat. Do you guys see what I mean? Is that making any sense? If you hang it, if I place this on here flat against here, my door hanger doesn't go this way. It's going to twist it this way. So I just kind of placed it on there already in that direction, and I'll show you guys how I did that. How much were the bundles? Annie, these bundles of flowers, if that's what you mean, they're normally $4, and when I went to Michael's yesterday, they were 30% off, so I got them for $2.80. Now, if they're still on sale today, I'll get them for $2.80, and then I'll get another 20% off my entire purchase, so I'm a little excited to see just how much that is. Plus, I need to go to a different Michael's because I want to make one with more red in it for Valentines. I might take, and I really like these mini ones. This large one is very beautiful. But this little 8-inch one really turned out better than I thought it would. I was like super excited about how cute it is because, I mean, it looks, the wreath itself when you're buying it, look how tiny that is. That's a small little wreath if you're holding it. But your end product has so much presence. It's so full and pretty. I don't know that I would need a wreath bigger than, and obviously if you're putting it on a door, a bigger door, but this would look pretty in your bathroom, on a bathroom door, a pantry door. My pantry door for my kitchen is smaller than a standard size door. This would be cute on a little picture stand or a little easel on the counter somewhere in your kitchen or in, I'm all about putting stuff in my bathroom. I don't know why. This would just be a super cute little alternative during the spring, summer. Sorry guys, I'm getting off topic. I'm just so excited about how cute it is. So what I'm going to do here is just tie that in a knot. This is what Beautiful Mesh did. So she just took this and tied it into a knot. And remember, this is very forgiving ribbon. It is not wired. You don't want to use wired ribbon on this because it might cause a problem when you're trying to put your floral pins in, when you're putting all those floral pins in it. And then also, it could get a little cumbersome while you're wrapping it. This is just a nice, cost-effective alternative that won't really break the bank, especially since, I mean, again, I got this for 50% off, but it's only $8.99. For 225 feet, 75 yards of it. This is going to run me, this is going to go a long way. And I'm sure I'm going to come up with some other ideas for it. And I bought yellow. I got the red and the yellow because I have an orange and a green tulip wreath I'm going to make. But it comes in, my Michaels had it in red, yellow, pink, purple, and blue. I thought I was going to look for black because I thought black might look pretty too, but like if you were doing the dark purple or dark blue tulips, because they have blue tulips there and they're gorgeous, but they didn't have any. Christy, oh, for your flowers, you use the tubes from gift wrapping. That is also a pretty awesome idea. I have those little short ones, but I mean, I would probably still have to put those tubes into something else to hold them, or what, like glue them together. I'm trying to figure out how, because I only have like an open space to put them in. PVC pipe might work. Yes, Nancy, that is also a great idea, because you can get some PVC pipes that are pretty big. Some pretty big PVC pipe. And then I got a Lowe's card, so I can get an extra 5% off my purchase. Okay, so I just cut off this piece here. I put a knot in it. You see here, I put a little knot in it, and then that's what we're working with. So this is where I started here on the back, and that's where I started and ended when I wrapped the frame. So I'm going to make sure that I hold it this way, because this is the way the wreath will hang on a door hanger. You know, if you put it down flat this way, your door hanger will have to twist it when you hang it, right? You also have the alternative of not using a door hanger, and once you hang this, you can just bend this down, because it's not wired, it's very forgiving. You can bend this down and still hang it on the hook, you know, just letting this piece, the wreath itself, rest. But we're going to make sure that we're going to give both options in case you want that. Because right now I don't know if I'm going to leave it on a door or if I'm going to put it in my hallway. So that's not that won't be an issue. You'll be covered no matter what. Actually, just thought I need a couple of these. Still need 2 more floral pins. And I am going to need a little bit more ribbon I didn't cut. So here, guys, I'm going to start placing this on. So I have it facing this way. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm just picking the starting point of where I started wrapping the wreath because I already have kind of some finishing stuff right here so I can cover up this glue part and everything else when I'm done. So I'm holding the knot on the top of where I put my previous floral pin from where I finished wrapping it, right? Put that there, and then I'm going to put a floral pin kind of going diagonally down this way and diagonally down this way on either side of that knot that we made. So it needs a little bit of help kind of pushing it down in there. There we go. On that one. And then we're going to put glue over it. And then I'm going to get this one on this side and push that down diagonally the opposite way. And use a little bit of assistance from something that doesn't have fingernails. So then that's what that looks like there. You guys can take a peek. I've got a floral pin below and above, and they're kind of going at a diagonal. You guys see that pretty well? Annie, I'm so thrifty, I love it, yeah. See? Tulip fell off. I have to find out where that goes. It's going to get glued back in. Yeah, I'm all about a deal. I mean, there are things I'm willing to spend money on. If it's, you know, every once in a while I will splurge, and especially if it's for myself, and I will get some really pretty flowers from Pier 1 because those guys are gorgeous. And their flowers are made by hand. They are still, if I remember correctly, I think they're still from China also, but they're gorgeous. And you can tell the difference between quality of flowers. And every once in a while, I will do that. But again, Pier 1, I get a discount also. I have a membership there, and I get like a 20% off thing every once in a while. Or I'll go for clearance. So again, I'm all about the deals and the sales. So if I can share that with you guys, that makes me happy too. Linda, office door. Yes, this would be really beautiful in an office. I'm probably going to take that little mini one to work with me. Or I'm going to, actually, you know what? This one's going on Facebook. I'm sorry, not Facebook. This one's going on Etsy. I'm going to make another small one, probably green, since green is my favorite color. Maybe green and orange, or green and yellow, or white. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'll probably take that one to work with me for spring. So I just put glue on the top and the bottom, covering those floral pins that we put in. You guys can see the glue there. So while that glue is setting, I forgot to leave this open. I'm just going to cut a small little square. I'm cutting another square off. Literally, it's just a square, and all I'm doing is guessing. But if you guys need to know, this is like 3 inches long. Okay? All I'm going to do is create a border on the top and a border on the bottom. And I'm going to use this piece to basically cover the knot and the floral pin and the glue. So this looks basically covered and finished, and you don't really see any of the mechanics, because I know a lot of people will be putting some of these on glass doors. So again, I like things to look pretty even on the back, and I'll cover up some of the ugly behind the scenes. And this is what you get at the end. So you've got, you know, you've got a little wrinkle here, but you're not looking at the rest of that. So if you have to look at the back of this through a glass door, you're covered. Doesn't look bad. Oh my gosh, Christy, you buy floral spray. They make floral spray paint. Wow. I learn something new every day, because you can't ever find the right color of blues. Blues are hard to find sometimes. I buy floral spray at Michael's and spray paint them to the color I need. Okay, that's kind of awesome. I did not know that. Yeah, and you're right. Blues are hard to come by. My sister's favorite color is blue. So a lot of times when I want to make blue things for her, I really have to dig. I do know, have you been, Christy, have you been to Michael's yet? Because they have all their spring out, and they had a section off to the side of purple, and then right across the aisle I saw blues. And granted, there weren't as many as there were the other colors, but the way they had their displays set up, it's a miracle I didn't buy all of it. I'm such a sucker for displays. So the marketing people know what they're doing when they get those colors put together, because I will purchase it. I am a sucker for a good display. Actually need to grab my little helper, which is like a dowel, broken metal piece. Let's see. There's my old piece of dowel. You guys can see. This thing has seen some It's seen some love. It broke off like this at a diagonal years ago. You see that diagonal? I'm talking about years, you guys. I've had this little dowel as my helper for holding down stuff when it's hot. And how much do dowels cost? Like 20 cents. This was a really small one. So, this is, okay. This is 3/16. So this was probably like 15 cents. That has been my helper for years, so I don't burn myself, because you are going to feel the heat come through this ribbon. It's very thin. So here's what I did. I took that piece and I put a border on the bottom, and I folded a border on the top, and I used my fingernails. It's just, you know, it sticks once you put that crease in it. So that's what it looks like there. So I'm going to place this guy folded pieces down so you see a finished edge here, right down on top of everything we just did here. So that covers the floral tape, the floral pins, the knot, and the glue. So you're not going to see that. So what I'm going to do is run a little bit of glue right here where I know this piece of this border is going to be. And I'm going to press that down onto it here. And then this is where my little dowel comes in. And he's just going to hold that in place for me, because that is super, super hot and way too hot to touch right now. So I'm just going to put that there. Bonnie, love what you do. A beautiful spring wreath. Well done. Thank you, Bonnie. Appreciate it. Lori, hi, Whitney. Looks amazing. Thanks, Lori. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Joanne, I use an old clear plastic caddy container with dividers that I use for my floral pins. I hang them on the dividers, making it easier to get one at a time. I bet you I bet you I can. All right, Joanne, you tell me, is this what you mean? So you take them and you kind of put them on the edge like this? Because that is a super good idea. I do that on a cardboard box over here if I have a project that I don't, let me see. Kind of like that. But you got one of those little divided type plastic deals, kind of like for beads or brads. That's a good idea, because you just go at that and grab them one at a time. Just like that. Yep, that's a good idea, Joanne. Hold on. It's a long comment. See more. You can use different sections to store other things. Yes, that's absolutely awesome. All right, guys. Joanne is 0 for 2 today. Giving me some great ideas. Thank you so much, Joanne. Christy, not yet, so you haven't been to Michael's yet. You're going to be very happy, girl. You're going to be very happy. They got lots of pretty blues in there. Well, someone had said something about, on my comments on the one picture, that they went to Michael's and they put a bunch of their stuff, a bunch of the tulips in the cart, but then when they got up there, they weren't on sale. Assuming that if it's on sale in another state, it'd be a sale in their state. So that's upsetting, because it wasn't on sale in their state. So I'm hoping, I live in Las Vegas, but I'm hoping they all have the same displays, because the blues, Christy, the blues at my store were beautiful. And again, that marketing person that put together that display. I actually showed some restraint, guys, and I didn't buy a lot of stuff that wasn't related to this project. So I'm trying not to do that, because I don't want to end up running out of the space, the beautiful space that I created back there. You saw my floral wall is full. So I bought tulips, and the tulips are going to be used. But until I can get that out of the way, there's no reason for me to buy more flowers, unless it's a specific tulip tutorial and I don't have any tulips. So, you know, there's always an exception, right? Just holding this down, guys. I got a little bit more to go. After this, we're done. I'm just waiting for the little corners to make sure that they're down. Got a little bit of glue up here. Does Pier 1 ever have coupons? Yeah, they do. Sign up on their email. I have a Pier 1 credit card, so I get a lot of membership discounts and like little behind the scenes things where they'll give you a bigger discount. Just because I've bought a lot of kitchenwares and dinner plates and stuff like that from them. I think even I got the credit card. I've only used it a few times, but the credit card alone, if you are inclined to do so, you get crazy good coupons on it. But even just the regular sign up for Pier 1's email list, they'll email you the sales and you can get the coupons there too. And a lot of their coupons have come with buy something or you get something for free, whether it's a candle that they're promoting or some sort of battery operated tea light, something like that. A lot of times they'll do a lot of that. And then their summer stuff is coming out now too, and I'm a sucker for lemons and citrus and florals. I have a lot of flower plates, and I'm actually excited, guys. I planted a lemon tree when I bought this house about 4 years ago, and I think I'm getting lemons. I'm like over the moon about my lemons almost being there. Like I'm getting excited. Yesterday I went out with my dogs while they were going potty, and I was just looking at it, and it's cold here. Now for me, it's cold for Vegas. It's 60 some degrees. I was worried about the tree freezing, and then I look over and I've got blooms, so I like to smell them because it smells so good. And a couple of them have little green looking little pods after the flowers fall off. They're lemons, but they're only like this big. So if this is my first year of actually getting my tree to bear fruit, all my friends are getting lemon something. They're getting lemon bars, lemon cookies, I don't care what it is. I'm just excited to have a fruit tree. I've lived in the desert my whole life, and my mom has a fig and a pomegranate tree, which as an adult I like now, but as a kid I did not like figs and I did not like pomegranates. But I'm a little excited about this lemon tree, guys. So Pier 1's got a lot of cute lemon stuff every summer. That was how I got on that topic, huh? Just trying to... Anyways. Yes, just like that. You're so very welcome. Yes, Joanne, I appreciate that. Christy, I don't have one close, but I have to travel about 45... Oh, man, you have to travel 45 minutes to Michael's. I'm so happy. It's the same thing. You have to look at how grateful some of us have to be for the things that we have. Like I say, I really don't know if I like living in Las Vegas anymore, but I have to be grateful for the convenience of all these craft stores. Because if one by my house doesn't have it, I can travel another 20 minutes or 40 minutes and I can still hit 3 or 4 more stores. Whereas some people only have one option. So I feel your pain, guys. I feel your pain, because I would love to have a Carolina Pottery here that I could go to, because they've got just some cute stuff. But I have an email and a conversation going with someone. You can email them and ask them to buy things that aren't on their website, and they'll ship it to you. So I'm still working out with something. I got some really pretty stuff planned for you guys. So if you're in an area where you have a Carolina Pottery, I am envious of you. And I love that store. I'm an hour away from, Nancy, I'm an hour away from Michael's. Hate that I can't order flowers online. I don't know how much you can. I tried for a few things I wanted to look for. I think I wanted yellow flowers, and I could only buy them in packs of like 12, and it ended up being like a crazy amount of money, so I didn't do it. But I don't know if you can get this stuff. I know Hobby Lobby you can get individual stems, but not of everything. Kimberly, love Carolina Party. You have 2. Okay, so again, I'm very envious of you guys, because their ribbon pictures and their wreath selections just a little bit different than Michael's and Joann's and Hobby Lobby. So far, I think living in Las Vegas, I've got Michael's, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby. And of the 3, I go to Hobby Lobby most, and then Michael's second. Joann's is not so much unless I'm doing a project that really is more involved with fabrics, because obviously we used to have some smaller fabric stores here in Las Vegas. There was one called Hancock Fabrics. I went to that one a lot when I was in high school. In high school, I was part of my sewing classes, fashions, and they had some really pretty stuff. But Joann's kind of took over and they went out of business. So if it's fabric that you need, Joann's is probably the best, I think, for our state or for my city. But sometimes those little tiny stores, you get a good feel from them, and you don't mind paying like $1 extra just because you're helping out a small business. But I'd say Hobby Lobby's my first one to go to, but Carolina Pottery every once in a while, when I'm watching Julie Samaka or some of you guys in those states that have that opportunity, you guys make the most prettiest stuff out of the things that they sell. And I'm just hoping that they get to grow like Hobby Lobby did, and then we can all benefit from it at some point. We'll see how it goes. Raquel, you're closest to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. It's an hour and a half away. Yes, I get it. I'm really lucky. I am. I mean, my Michael's is across the street from my work. So it's sort of a good thing. It's sort of a bad thing if you don't want to spend and you're sitting at work and all of a sudden you get a notification that you got a nice coupon. You're like, well, on my lunch hour, I don't need to eat. I can go buy crafts. I don't need food. I can do that later. All right, Lita, thanks for the video. Loving your wreath. Have to run. All right, Lita, thanks so much for joining me. Kimberly, we also have Old Time Pottery. What's Old Time Pottery? I'm going to look that up. That sounds nice. Old Time Pottery sounds kind of fun, guys. All right. Perfect. California on sale 30%. Perfect, Brenda. I'm happy. Your Michael's got the same sale. That's good. That's good. Just here. One in North Carolina, one in South Carolina for Carolina pottery. I tried to order tulips from Michael's last night, but they're not available online. Christy, oh, that's not fun. I have a feeling it's probably because it's a seasonal thing, because I'm sure they sell out quick, and they must know that these guys are selling like wildfires from their Facebook Lives and all this stuff people are doing, because I only watched this tutorial yesterday, and I got way too super motivated, and I just went out and bought what I could find. Now, Beautiful Mesh that I had watched, she actually bought $300 worth of tulips is what she said. I didn't spend that much, but I got probably about 6 bags worth because I bought 7 of each. So here's my mini one, and here's my big one. Yep, hold it this way. Mini and big. So you can kind of see the little hole in this side's not so large, but I really like how this one turned out. You guys, sometimes if you see it in person, it makes a little bit more of an impact. I was also thinking, too, you could place this flat on your table and put like an apothecary jar in the middle, fill it with candy, or like a candle holder pillar type thing. I have one here, but I think it's way too big. Let me see. You guys have a minute? You wanna hang out real quick? Let's see. This is kind of more like a cake stand, I guess. I bought this at Hobby Lobby a while back. I can't say no to like these types of things. So let's see. Does this fit? No, it doesn't fit, guys. I think after we put everything in it, see, look. No, it doesn't fit. But do you get the idea of what I'm trying to do? If you take I don't even think I have one with me anywhere. No. If you take a smaller item and you place that through the middle, you could use this as your centerpiece ring for a table. And then that would work. Let me see, does this lantern fit in the middle? No. But I have a lantern that will. I mean, see, it's kind of too deep, but if you were to put it on a pedestal up like this, you could put one of those LED candles in it. That would be really pretty. I think I got this at home. Yeah, I got this guy at Home Goods, but you can get, Hobby Lobby has a whole aisle full of lanterns, but these things look pretty just as centerpieces too, so I would put like a small one here with a candle. And I use LED candles. All this stuff is flammable, guys, so wax and fire, no bueno. Don't do it. Beautiful. Good job, Whitney. Too fun. Both are very beautiful. Put a glass candle holder and put a tall candle in it. Yes, perfect. Love the chair, girly. Oh, this is my new stool. You guys like the stool? These were in my kitchen, and I have 2 and never got used. So I have borrowed it now for my craft room because the space for the chairs, those chairs go to this. This is an old dining room table. It's like a 4-foot by 4-foot pub style dining room table that I have underneath here, and I haven't used it since I was in my first house. So this is my new craft table, but I still had 6 chairs for it. So storing those chairs has been a little difficult, so all those chairs are going to be donated to Habitat for Humanity, and then eventually, if I ever get rid of this table, that will be donated too. But yes, this stool is working out much, much better, so I can actually sit with you guys now instead of standing the whole time. They are gorgeous. I was thinking the same with the small one as a centerpiece with a candle in the middle. Yes, Carol, it is. I agree, and we are all on the same wavelength here. And Debbie, love your personality. It's fun watching you create. So glad I found your channel. Well, I'm happy you did too, and I'm happy to have you with me. You guys are making everything so much more fun. I mean, it's fun to begin with, but it's so much more fun when I have all you guys with me. It's just crazy to think there are so many other people out there that have the same ideas and have the same preferences, and we're all alike more than we know. More than we think. We all have a lot in common, right? All right, guys, so that's it for these. I will put them on my Etsy shop. Share my video, like my page, subscribe, whatever you can do. I appreciate all of it. You guys are making everything so much fun. And, my Facebook page hit the 1,000 mark right over New Year's. So thank you so much for 1,000 followers. I mean, I know some people have got, 25,000, 50,000. I'm just happy to have, 2. But I hit 1,000, so you guys have already helped me hit a goal for 2018. So I'm extremely happy for that. My YouTube channel is also doing very well with subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I have learned so much in the last few months. I started doing this all in May of last year. So in just that short amount of time, I've learned so much from you guys, and I've had so much fun sharing everything. So, yes, Joanne, sharing does make it fun. And Melanie, stumbled upon you. What is your channel called? Okay, my Facebook page and my Instagram account and my YouTube are all the same, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. My Etsy shop is just Crafty Thoughts Shop. Now, on my YouTube channel, you guys will find all the links to everything in the description of every video in my About section. And on Facebook, I have links to a lot of those too, but you kind of have to dig in the About section to get to those links. I'm still working on a website. You guys will see that this year too. And I'm hoping to eventually put together some blogs and tutorials to show you guys step-by-step pictures and those types of things. So it's not just a live representation, that you guys also will have something to refer back to on paper if you need to print it or take it with you. Those types of things. So those are my plans for 2018. I'm really excited to do it. I'm happy to have all you guys with me, and you guys are helping me make it possible. So thanks everyone so much. If I've missed any questions, I'll go through right here after I'm done, and I'll reply to you guys if it's something I've missed. And again, if you guys make something, send me pictures. I love to see everything you guys do. A lot of you have sent me some amazing stuff. You guys are all so dang talented. And then if you have any ideas or requests, you guys want to see some other stuff, I've got some other stuff planned for Easter. This is an Easter lantern swag. I made this last year, but if you can see, there's some Easter eggs in there. I haven't done a lantern swag for you guys yet. I don't know if you want to see one, but I got some other stuff planned for Easter, a little bit of burlap. And there's an Easter egg in here. So that's just the lantern swag that I made last year. I can do Easter lantern swag. I got some Easter arrangements with some cute little stuff in trunks and things. Next up, I do have one St. Patty's Day thing planned, just because it's fun and I like green. But other than that, you guys send me your ideas. I will do my best to make sure I can get them to happen. A lot of things that you guys have sent me have turned into really good videos. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. You all have a great Sunday, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.